Welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today I'm going to work on stage 16. I think it's 16. Let me double check. Yes. Stage 16 of the Moomin house. Got the parts here, got the book here, got the wall over here, the ceiling for the first floor, because we're going to be taking this wall off and putting the door frame on here. Along with that, we have the not sure what is it. It's, let me see what it says. The dresser. Okay. It's the dresser, and it's got drawers in it, the whole nine doors, actually. Doors in it. Doesn't get painted until next issue. Let me go ahead and get all the parts for the dresser out of the way. And we've got the door frame pieces. And they are very similar to a real door frame. Got this piece of strip here. Oh, kind of nice. Somebody has a really small router. More framework. And the pins that are going to hold the door itself in. The door that I made in the last issue. This door. It's completely dry now. It's been a couple hours since I burned the, or I recorded the last video. This panel is a little bit dark compared to that and the other side, but that's okay. Actually, this side's a little bit darker than the top is, but that's okay. It's wood. It's going to be a little bit different. Oh, that's not good. Actually, not a big deal. I left the glue on capped. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Grab the wall. And that's the thing. This wall is I can't wait until we actually glue it into place, which I may have inadvertently done already. Hang on. Yeah, it mentioned that a couple of issues ago. I can actually see where the glue right there got to the wall. When I put that in there, I did mention that it got to be careful not to glue it. Just looking, no damage. So move these parts all up out of the way. Set this down here and we'll go from there. It says arrange parts 1, 2, and 3. Like this. Okay, so these are the door frame tops is what they're calling them. Move this over here next to the table. We've got the frame itself. And it is, I've hung a door before. This is literally how it works. It is literally a frame, just like that. I think it's pretty cool. So it says to take the wall position as shown, put the pieces in there, and then the notches on the bottom of the casing. Very important on the notches, whatever side you put this on, you need to make sure that this hole and this hole are on the same side. So it's going to go in here like this. I'm just going to fit it and see. It is a little bit snug. I need to sand that down. But I'd rather have it a little bit snug than just falling out. So get these out of the way, bring the door back over, take the left side frame like they say. We're going to do the left side frame, right side frame, and then we're going to do the top. I'm going to use this little bottle again. There's a little bit of dried glue on the tip. I use this one because it doesn't put out as much glue, but it's a little bit more pressure to actually get the glue to come out. Might have to switch to a different bottle at some point. I want to have it pushed up against there. So we're going to take this, slide it in like that, push it up, and it's actually pretty close to flush on the other side. Got to be careful. I pushed it with my thumb after I put it on there. So push it on there like that. Get it as close as possible. And then do the same thing with on the right side. The only bad thing about this is, well, no, I was going to say is it's gluing to the paper, not to the wood, but the paper is actually not on the edge, not all the way over the, or not covering the edges, all the way to the edge, but not covering. And we'll take the top one, do the same thing, and that should start to hold it in place. Because right now those fall off pretty easily. And we're going to slide this one down in place over top, right here. Oops, knock that one loose. It is a snug fit. I got a little bit of glue that came out. Grab a Q-tip, clean that up. Okay, so there's that side, and it does. It tells me next to put this piece into the gap. There is no top or bottom. There's just the left and right. And you can see there's the hole for the hinge pin. So I got to make sure that the hinge pin on the bottom is on that same side. A little bit of glue in the slot. Push this down in here on both sides. It actually shifted this one over just a hair. And that, pushing it together like that, actually squares it up really nicely. So the frame is in there. Got a little bit of a gap there, not a big deal. I mean, you show me any door frames that do not have gaps in them. So let me see, protrude slightly inward, hold the door in the closed position, just looking. So these are going to fit right over top, and I'm pretty sure they're going to line up exactly with the edge, because what's going to happen is your door is going to be able to swing left and right. It's going to swing both directions. Let me make sure. Apply wood glue to the tabs at the bottom of the door. Push base in place. Pay attention to the direction of the base of the frame. Make sure the hole's on the right side. Made me look. Put the top frame in equal left and right. Turn wall over. Wood glue to the door frame top. Position is shown. Okay. Just reading everything to make sure everything is pretty straightforward. And it is. So I'm going to just run a bead of glue as best I can all the way around. Like I said, this is takes some pretty firm pressure on this bottle to get the glue to come out. Makes it difficult on the one hand. On the other hand, I don't get too much glue out at any one time. So let me position this first. This one first, and it's going to line up. Oops, just put my thumb in the glue with the top edge, just like that. I'm going to put the left and the right ones on, get them lined up, and clean up any excess glue. Like right there. Do that on this side. Whoops. I looked and I saw that the top of the frame was not straight. That's because the bottom on the right was too far up. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here while I work with this and let it dry, do the initial drying. So I will be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, it has been about 5 minutes. And this is set in pretty good. Just notice the top is a little bit off kilter. Just a hair. I don't think in the grand scheme of things it's going to matter because that's going to be inside where you can't really see. Actually, I think I was able to shift it enough. So the next thing it has you do is take these pins and attach the door with using them. So let me get one of my little plates. Put the pins in there. Really, really don't want to lose these. That would suck out loud. Of course, this one wants to be a pain in the butt and not come out of the plastic. So I actually show it going in on this side. Doesn't matter, I don't think. Position the doors. Let's see. Retrieve pin. Put it in the hole on the top. Insert. Insert the pin. So let me get one of these pins. You can see the hole in the top of the door. Push it in. Wow, that goes far in there. A lot farther than I expected, actually. So that pin goes into that hole. And then you position the door in there like that. And you take the other pin and you slide it in to this hole. It should line up with the hole in the door, hopefully. That's a good thing it didn't. I just realized what I did. Put that back. Take the door back out. Take this pin back out. And put the frame in, or the door in right. The wider piece goes on the bottom, doorknob goes towards the bottom. So let's try this again. Pin goes in just as far on the top. It would have sucked if I had the door in upside down, to be honest. I don't think there would have been any way to take it back out. This could be interesting anyway. It might have been smarter to put the door in before this, or leave that bottom part out and put the door in. Put the door in, and then put that tab, put the pin through and put that bottom part in after the fact. Not sure how long this is going to take, so let me pause the camera and I will mess with this off camera and get it in place. Okay, I managed to get it in there. It was rather interesting because I tried this pin, the straight pin, and the straight pin dropped right in. This pin did not want to go in very well. They say to put a little, just let me see what it says. Second pin. Apply some glue on the pin to make it more secure. Makes sense. So a little drop that I'm going to spread across the bottom of the door with my finger, because I'm going to have to be able to have it flat later on. And now, make sure that pin's still in there. That door opens either direction. Most likely I will leave it shut, or either shut or open once the model is built. So on to the next page where we build the dresser. Got several parts to cut out. Let's see, we got the top shelf, got the carved sides. Top shelf and the carved sides, the doors, the cupboard frame. It says to cut everything apart. It has the doors cut apart as well, but they don't need to be cut apart just yet because they're not going on just yet. So let me pause while I get everything cut apart, and we'll be back and put the dresser together. That was funny. I actually started talking without turning the camera back on. So I've sanded everything. I'm just looking because there's shorter tabs and longer tabs. Okay, so apply wood glue to the cupboard frame tabs. Insert tabs and holes as shown. Short tabs facing upward. So these are going to go on here like this, I think. Yeah. These are going to go on there. So let me put a little bit of glue along the edge here. Just looking at how this goes on here. So there's a pin, or there's a tab that goes in there. And what I did was I glued it on the other side, didn't glue the tab because the tab needs absolutely no glue. You want this front edge to be flush. Same here, there's another tab that goes in there. Notch is going to go in the front. I'm going to just glue the edges of the wood because the tab will hold itself pretty well without any glue. I'm applying a minimal amount of glue so that when I stain it, it will take the stain. So let me get this one in here. And be very careful if you're building this when you put these in there, because you do not want to snap them off. I probably should have dry fit and then maybe sanded the tabs down just a hair. This is going to be the hard part, because I'm going to have to do 2 of them at one time. So I'm going to put glue on the sides of both of them. A little trick I've realized over the time I've done models. Well, I didn't, probably should have done this on the other side, upper side, or the other side, is put a little bit of glue on the tab, like I just did. What I didn't do on this side, because when you do that, it will lubricate it just a touch. And it may go in a little bit easier. Of course, what also helps is if you make sure you put it on the right way. I was putting that one on backwards. Very, very carefully push this on. Because again, you do not want to snap those tabs off. So there is the start of the cupboard. They call it a dresser, they call it a cupboard, they go back and forth. So position the base panel, which is number 11, as shown, and then put the longer tabs in. So again, these notches in the front, it's going to go on here, and it actually just falls on there pretty quick, easily. So let me go ahead and put some glue on here. And I'm not just going to glue the edges, because this bottom part here is going to sit flush. So let me add some glue on here. Need to clean this bottle out soon. What happens is a very little bit of the glue will dry inside the bottle, and then it makes it really difficult to get anything out. So like I said, we're going to put the notches forward, and then you see the tabs will go right in here like this. And this will sit down there flush on the base. And that is amazing carved piece of wood there, that small. Turn the page. Middle shelf, which is larger. So your middle shelf is larger than the top. Position the small tabs towards you. Or small holes. Yeah, the holes for the doors have got to be towards you, as well as the holes here for the doors. So put some glue. Whoops. On here. Across here. Got a little bit on the front. Didn't mean to do that. Take this board, put it onto this. Put these larger holes onto the small tabs, making sure your small holes are in the same spot as they are on the base. Push it down. Might want to push, if you're building this, you see the gap, you might want to push that up. It's not, in the long run, it's not going to matter, because there's going to be doors there, and you're probably not going to be opening the doors too much. So there's that. And those tabs only filled half of the hole. The next thing you do is you take these parts, and there's a carved side. Yep, there is a carved side to them. You want the carved side to the outside. A little bit of glue all the way across the tab, because hopefully it'll meet up with the tab from the bottom. Put that on here like that. Come on, go on there. That is actually brilliant the way they did that. So you can see the pin hole here, but not here. It's still open on the bottom, so that these are actually covering up those pinholes so you don't see them, hiding the mechanism of how the hinges work. I think that is pretty cool. Get that on there. It's got to be pretty straight. Then you take your top shelf. These tabs will fit into the holes here. And again, you have, let's see, top shelf, pinholes. Oh, that's because there's going to be doors above that, I believe. So put some glue on there. The top shelf. Might have a little bit too much right here. And then you're going to slide this down on top of here. Again, having to do both of them at the same time. And don't push from the bottom. You want to push on the part that you're putting on so that you don't snap the whole thing and flatten it and have no tabs left. There we go. Don't know if the microphone picked up the cracking, but that cracking is not a bad noise. That cracking was the wood sliding in. So that's on there. So the top shelf is now on there. This post, oh, that is really cool. And then surface with a groove. This is going to be facing outward. And since these pins are for the next doors up higher, you're going to put some glue across here, across this trim piece. Decorative trim, very similar to what you see on real furniture. A little bit on the front of the two brackets that you just installed. Take this, wipe off the excess glue, match it up, get that excess off there and the excess off there. And you're going to match it up with the sides of the two vertical pieces. It's going to look just like that. And then this, what I just saw that I thought was really cool, is I already thought this was cool that it was routed at this small. This piece actually goes into these little grooves here. One right there. One right there. Put a little bit of glue in both. Set that post in place. And there, the doors are not used yet, but the doors will go on like that. I'm not sure if they're going to go on the holes on the bottom, but that, they call it a dresser. I think it's a cabinet. Assembly for this issue. Da-da-da. But yeah, They called it a dresser earlier in the instructions, but it's a cabinet. I think it's going to be a kitchen cabinet of some sort. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it wood or if I'm going to stain it. Probably going to stain it. I could go back here and actually sand down the spots where the edge, where the laser etch is visible. Can't do anything for the detail part in there, but it'll take better stain better if I do the stain, if I sand it. On the other hand, I kind of think the raw wood looks good. So I'm not sure yet how I'm going to finish it. So that's it for this video. Wow, I just looked at the clock, 30 minutes, and I paused multiple times during the video. Hope you're enjoying this build. I am having a blast with it. The Moomin house is a little bit different for a part work, but it is a very enjoyable build. It's a little bit slower than some builds. Like and subscribe. Have a great day today. Have a great day tomorrow. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will catch you on the next video on Buckman's Model Mania.